Hey, what is up, traders? This is Gluzman here with 7 Points Capital, bringing to you today's trader takeaways. So, first of all, let's take a look at SPY. We have a pretty weak day today. Just right here. Sold off, held below VWAP all day. A lot of weak stocks making new lows. So many names down over 10%, a lot of SSR names, so looks pretty bearish. The market looks pretty bearish right now. So let's take a look at the stuff we traded this morning. A few really good small caps lined up for a setup, and we hit it pretty hard. NVLN being the best gainer if we look at the daily chart. Excuse me. We'll look at a daily chart. We have day 3, so second day we closed weak, and then day 3 I was looking for some sort of a push or some sort of a consolidation, which is exactly what we got in the morning. We got a little tiny push, and we double topped here, triple topped here near pre-market high, and just kind of washed out. So that was my entry. I posted her on my Twitter page, got in a couple of entries at the open, and then once we failed to push higher, I added. We washed out. I wasn't able to cover anything, but I did manage to get even more size, so now I had probably even more than my full size, normal full size. So I had a pretty decent size position here. Covered it all in, almost everything into the wash. Tried to re-add some, got in a little bit too early. Probably should have been doing it here, but instead I was covering that piece, and then covered the rest because it was kind of grinding uptrending. Did test VWAP and failed, but I thought maybe we're gonna actually pop a little bit and test the highs, but not much more movement after that. So this was the biggest gainer on the day. Next one was AMRN. So this one, let's take a look at this chart right here. AMRN, pretty crazy rip, and I thought we might be due for a pullback, and we set up really nicely on the 1-minute chart. Let me just pull up the execution. So big gap down, and then we tested yesterday's close, and I started in there, pretty much went in full size, almost $21, like $20.95, something like that, and then scaled out on the way down. I thought there was going to be a bounce. There was no bounce, so I just took bits and pieces, and that was a really nice big trade. Definitely should have started taking it off maybe here, and then let this piece kind of play out. In the long run, would have been probably covering somewhere in here. So that was a nice one. Next one was MTNB. So that was a gap up, gap and crap type of play. I wasn't in love with the daily chart. We're kind of uptrending here. We found some support. We're uptrending. I thought maybe we'll make a push towards $2. So I didn't have the highest conviction. I did try to go long in the morning. We pushed, and then I sold it and started getting short. Wasn't in full size because it wasn't my A+, and then I took it off pretty fast, just 2 exits, and I was out. Definitely too early, but I didn't have my full conviction on this one. Next one was DNR. So SSR setup, SSR gap up day 2. They tend to just gap, whichever one's gap up, they tend to just fade back to either yesterday's close or previous day's close or previous day's low. So that's kind of exactly what happened. That was my target right here. We faded, we bounced a little bit. I took a little bit off, and I tried to re-add, and then covered for flat on these ads, and then covered the rest. So that was a really nice one. Then GNC, big gap down. I was watching for a tight setup, and I kind of tested the mids, tested to buy and sell, see what's easier, and it was definitely much easier to sell. So I actually got long, and then I added once it broke out and sold everything into the pop. I was trying to get short, but it was SSR. It was really hard to get short. It was pretty much impossible. I was trying to get short on the way down. It was just impossible to get short, and it just kind of faded without me. But I was definitely trying to hit it all the way down here. Couldn't get anything. The next one was OMER. That one was on watch from previous day, from Friday. It was SSR. It had a crazy move. Pretty crazy drop right here. I did catch some of it. Today was watching for some continuation. We got a nice tight consolidation, had a tight stop, and then we washed out really hard. Here I did give it a chance to kind of play out. Held the last piece for a while, and it bounced pretty hard on me, but that was a really good trade. Next one was BOXL. So I had two trades on this. On the first one, I got in. Actually, it was one trade. I got in, and then my stop was above 90. I trimmed the piece, maybe a third, and then once we rejected, I added, and I put a stop above $4, and we faded off, and I just covered once I saw a big wash on volume, because I was a little bit afraid I wouldn't be able to get out later. But I didn't have that much size anyway. So that was a nice one. WFT, scalped it a little bit at the close. I was thinking maybe we wash out. OPK, another one, scalped it a little bit at the close. SLS, I tried to get short. We consolidated here below VWAP, but wasn't moving down, and I just got out once we broke VWAP. I didn't want to participate on low volume chop. Another one, so this was a loser, and then LITE was a loser. Very small loser, because I just I didn't have conviction in this. I bought it, and then we kind of topped out here, and then I just got out. I didn't want to get stopped out. I just took it off, and of course I should have just kept my stop and let it go up and covered, sell some in here. And then the last one, I can't pull up the executions because there's way too many of them, but this was actually a two-part trade, GE. I did get short right here, and then I scaled out a little bit, and I re-shorted right here, and then I scaled out the rest. I didn't make it all the way down here. I think I made it all the way down to 802 or so. That was my best cover, so that was a nice big trade, but I gave back everything, and then some. Gave back quite a bit of today's P&L, just getting chopped up right here. I thought that we broke, and then we were retesting, so I got short, I added, I covered some, and then I re-added again, and then I just got squeezed, and then I got long right here, and then we dumped, and then I got short right here, and we popped. So I took like 4 losses back to back on pretty decent size. So gave back like maybe 40% or 30% of my day. So that sucks. But it was actually a pretty good day nonetheless, because the morning provided some opportunity with some good follow through. So thank you guys for watching. If you have questions, tweet at me at Chicana Trader. This is Stan Gluzman here with 7 Points Capital. By the way, if you guys are interested, we are hiring. So apply. We have a few more spots open, so apply for Florida office. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.